gluttons, and I'm gonna ask them a few questions so that you can get to know them better. The first question would be, can you tell us a little bit about the background of how the band was formed?
It actually started in the year of 2015 when some few like-minded musicians came together to the same genre of music that we want to perform. So we continued till some few years, and after that we took a break since our ex-vocalist wanted to go for his studies, and then we took a gap for 4 years. And after that we started the new lineup again, and we released our long-awaited song Dance Through the Night. And then we thought of going for an EP tour. So this new lineup decided to go with the same genre of music that I liked, that me and my bassist started. So that's how the band got formed, and we named our band the GLUTTONES, which comes from the word gluttony and the word tones. It's like we the people are so hungry for new music, new tone, that we want the listener to experience with the new music of new genre that we are trying to give our best to those people who want to listen to our kind of music. So that's how it got formed, and we are here with the same taste of music, working together to make more music and make you feel better when you listen to us. That's all. That's how Gluttone came into the power.
Interesting, nice. Thank you so much, brother. And you were talking about your EP tour. So can I ask you, why did you choose Mizoram as a destination for your EP tour?
Actually, Mizoram was not on our list as an EP touring place, but the Essence, the managing team, started their team, and they wanted to include Mizoram in our tour also. So when we heard about that thing, we were so excited, because we all know that Mizoram provides the awesome musicians from all over Northeast. So it's an opportunity for us to come and perform here in Mizoram and make people know that we exist and our kind of music can entertain you people also. So thank you for the opportunity that you guys are giving us. So I hope will not be the first time that we'll be coming to Mizoram, but next time it will be a more boom thing that we're going to do. So I hope the base is still awaited. So that's how we decided to come to Mizoram through Essence, and we will be coming again if you guys like our kind of music. So I guess we chose Mizoram because there are so many people who are so with different genre of music in Mizoram. So I hope our kind of music can make its benchmark if we do that kind of music here.
Yes.
That's why we thought of coming to Mizoram, and the hospitality that we're receiving here in Mizoram is more than all. It's more than our home that we receive all those kind of things here. Thank you.
Okay, we're so glad to hear that. And you were talking about your song Dance Through the Night, your promotional song. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Okay, I will hand it over this question to my vocalist. I guess he will be knowing better about that song.
Alright, thank you. Initially when we didn't have any plans of making that song, but then we were just the guitarist was just strumming the chords and then we were just humming, and then the melodies just popped up. And then, to be honest, we didn't have any agenda behind that song, like this would be for that cause or anything like that. It's just 4 of us connecting, and then actually 5. We had one more member who is in a different band. So due to some responsibility problems, he had to leave the band. So actually he was also included in that song. His name is Imnok Sayer, but right now he's not with us. So when we talk about Dance Through the Night, it feels unfair. It looks unfair without mentioning his name. So okay, so about the song, like I said, initially we had no agendas behind that, but as we went on with the song, as we continued writing the lyrics, and so we thought of just dedicating it to the women in general. Of course things are not as bad. I mean, in some ways, in some other places it may be bad, but considerably I think things are getting better, I guess. But even now I can say that the conditions for women is not that good here in India, I should say. And so it's quite related to that, as in Dance Through the Night means despite the challenges, despite the problems, triumphing through it, and then coming out victorious at the end of the day. That is night. So just dancing through the night. So it's something like that.
Okay, I'm glad to hear of all the topic that you could have highlighted. I'm glad you highlighted about the difficulties that are faced by women and their perseverance through all the struggles and the hardship. And yeah, another question that I would like to ask is I heard most of you back home you're also in the church band, church worship team. So how do you juggle between the secular and the faith-based aspect of your career?
As for me, I mean, like, four of us here. So as for me, I am not in the music ministry anymore. It's been like 3-4 years since I have left the music ministry. I mean, worship. But then of course I still go to church and then I'm a regular member. But as for them, they are still very active in church music. So I think I better hand it to them.
Okay.
Would you like to say something?
I think.
Okay, you can take it on.
See, there is lots of questions, or these kind of questions being asked to us, like how do you manage to do things? Even there are some criticism made by people that how come you go to a secular place and do secular music and come to church and go to a worship? Nah? For me, if a person wants to find God, it's not only church. There are different places. So I hope whether we are playing some secular song, those songs are being composed and wrote according to their personal testimony. It's not something that they came and gave that lyrics and they did it. It's a personal testimony of they wrote, they made it. So we are doing that song, letting people know their personal testimony with that song. I don't know what he or she has went through with that song, but we would like to say God is everywhere, in a good place or in a bad place also. So I don't like people to judge us because perfection is the enemy of goodness. Nobody is so perfect. So those songs we write, we sing are not against God, but our testimony, something we want to speak up from our personal experience. So that's what I would say. That's how I would say.
Beautiful. Yeah. So last question. Where do you guys see yourself in 5 years as a band and individually?
If this thing continues and if we come up with more music, I hope big things and big platforms are being kept for us. And with the efforts and the work that we are doing at the moment, I think it won't go unrewarded. So I guess I hope the small interview that we are giving today, might be we remember this interview on those days and would say that we are here now. That question is fruitful at the moment and we could answer it in a very confident manner that we are gonna be doing very good. And if we continue this music with the same manner, I guess people will get to know our genre and we could do better than what we are doing today. And I guess the more people will be there to support us in coming days, I hope I might drive a Ferrari in coming days. So sure. That kind of music. So that's what
Amen.
Okay, thank you so much once again, the Gluttons.
Once again, the group name again?
The Gluttons.
The Gluttons. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I am here with Pastor Robert Kikon and I'm gonna ask him a few questions. Are you ready, Pastor?
Sure.
Yeah, so first of all, can you tell us a little bit about your calling as a pastor?
Okay, thank you so much for having me, Sister Michelle, and not forgetting my brother Jimmy Pachwal. Hello, everybody, and hello, Mizoram. I got the call of God on my life in 2002, January 18, 9:30 p.m. I heard an audible voice of God in my room, and that is how I was convicted from Romans chapter 5 verse 8, where it says, I died for you even while you were yet a sinner. And so after that, I always loved God. I loved serving God as a young boy, but as I was growing, I never knew that I would one day be a pastor, because this was one area I never wanted to venture. But after I heard an audible voice of God to missions, I started to dedicate my whole life to serving God. And today, this year, it's the 18th year in full-time ministry. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride, but I thank God that I'm alive today, all because of God's grace and the ministry that He has entrusted me to serve God for His kingdom.
Okay, Pastor, with the following that question, I mean your answers, can you tell us a little bit about your ministry back in Netherlands?
Sure. I started a ministry known as Soaking and Healing Room.
Okay.
Yeah, we have many churches in Nagaland, and the city that I come from is from Dimapur. It's the commercial capital of Nagaland. And in 2014, I started a Soaking and Healing Room where people can soak in the presence of God and where people can be healed physically, both mentally, and in terms of relational pain that they're going through. And so I wanted to do a ministry which is different, not like the way the regular church function. And so I started a ministry in the middle of a street, so where people can have accessibilities and all. And that Soaking and Healing Room, which was like a counseling center, has eventually turned into the Father's House Church in 2015. So we've just celebrated our 8th anniversary this year, where we had a team from Mizoram come and perform beautiful, melodious Mizo songs and all.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So glad to hear that. And Pastor, I mean, in your journey as a pastor and establishing a church, you must have faced lots of difficulties and hardship. How do you overcome these challenges?
Oh, it's just like it's like a deja vu, because like I'm reminded to a dream that I had a few years back with the same question.
Wow.
How do you overcome the challenges that you go through? Of course, in such a world that we live in, there are a lot of criticism in any ministry, any businesses, or any mountain that people go, whether it be entertainment, government, politics, or church mountain. And I believe it's very important for us to really know our identity in Christ Jesus and be confident.
Yes.
Once we are confident, once we know who we are in Christ Jesus, I believe eventually, even though the criticisms may be so much overwhelming, I believe a person that stays close to God, in intimacy with God, will always understand that their worth comes from God and not from the world.
Amen.
So that's one thing that keeps me going. Of course, I had a lot of breakdowns and all in my life. I've even written a resignation letter to God from His ministry when I went through a lot of ups and downs. But thanks be to God that it's been a good ride till today. Yeah. And yeah, I
Praise
would
the Lord.
attribute that to intimacy. Yeah. And the second thing I would say is that the joy of the Lord. It's very important to keep the joy of the Lord,
Yes.
because there's so many elements, so many forces that will try to take away, rob the joy of God in our hearts, from our lives. So it's important to maintain the joy of God. And part of the thing that I do is early in the morning, I make a decree for the day, that my day is going to be a good day. Today is going to be a day where I'm going to cast out demons, heal people, and change the atmosphere wherever I go. So that's what keeps me motivating through the decrees. Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. That's
Welcome.
really helpful. And can you tell us a little bit about your company, The Essence?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've always had this fascination in the event management.
Yeah.
And I've not done event management per se, but I've helped people organize events and all. And ever since from a young age of 13, 14 years, I would do compare for small Miss competitions, fashion shows and all.
Yeah.
But I never knew that God is going to use me, all these gifts and talents and my hobby in terms of event management and all. But this time I seriously thought, because last year for many months I was in the hospital. After I suffered, heart issues, I was there in the hospital for a few months, and then I started asking this question: what is my role as not just a pastor but as a son of God?
Okay.
Yeah, because the pastor is just a job title. So I thought of doing something that we can, take the people out from Nagaland, because I believe the Christian states of Nagaland and Mizoram has much more rich spiritual deposits than the rest of India. And so I feel that we are called as not just singing ambassadors, but even as musicians outside the state. So that got me to open a small little company, entertainment company, with the sole motive of giving entertainment to people. Let it be songs like the GLUTTONES I've mentioned, Dance Through the Night, something which is little, beyond in the church mountain, inside the church. And so I decided to bring these two people to Mizoram. And even in the days ahead, we are really praying to God that we would bring more people, not just to Mizoram, but even to overseas. We would be taking them. That's the dream. And the essence, why? Because the essence is one of my friend. I was just sitting and talking with him, and he shared also. Because the essence is something like, it is just like a perfume. And essence is, eventually we want to also start giving some gifts and all in the form of smell of perfumes and all.
Okay.
Because the smell, it has a very strong touch to
Yeah.
feelings and to things. So the essence is we want to do everything in excellence, and we just want to entertain. We want to give avenues for people to get a platform to perform their gifts and talents, not just in singing or in music, but also in poetry, in
Okay.
areas of writing, in areas of painting and all.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay, I can see a bright and long future for
Thank
the
you,
essence.
thank you.
Yeah. And last question, do you think Mizoram have a part to play in your future vision? If yes, how?
Yes, I'm very close to Mizoram, not because I have many friends in Mizoram, but something that really touches my heart from a young age is listening to Mizo songs and musicians and singers and all, especially Daduhi, right?
Yeah.
I've memorized many of her songs all throughout my college days and all, and also there are so many upcoming artists and all. So I believe that Mizos are so very talented, and Mizos are very smart. And I know that this generation of young people in Mizoram, they are just as par as anybody in the whole world with the growth of social media. As our brother Jimmy Pachwa, his channel is growing, and the whole world knows the Mizos. And I really love the Mizo and the larger Zomi family and all.
Okay.
And I believe that the Mizos are already doing so much great, not just in soccer, not just in games and sports, but in music. You are already well-known, renowned musicians and all. So it was so important for me to bring the first Essence concert in Mizoram, because I have very close affinity with the Mizos, and the friends that I have are very less, but very high quality friends that I have, and I'm very close to the Mizos, and I believe the Mizos can do much more. I pray that one day more Mizos can come to Nagaland, and one of your models today, as I speak, she's already there in Nagaland.
Okay.
They'll be performing very big fashion show tomorrow,
Okay.
and so as we speak, I know that Mizos are wonderful people, and I really like in this area of entertainment and entertainment and the industry.
Thank you so
Yes,
much
please.
once
Thank you,
again,
Michelle.
Pastor Kikon.
Hello,
Yeah.
May.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
There must be something in the water. It's got me wondering about the way you shine. Here comes a shadow that keeps making, moving around me. I had it, up for Mr. Mulam on the bass.